I don't want your belt, that gold belt. I don't want your family. I don't want your money. I want something that's more valuable than that ever will be. I want your pride.
Because we're not talking about championship belts. We're not talking about women or cars. We're talking about something that both you and I have held higher than anything else and held first and foremost in our two careers. And that's pride, that's integrity, and that's guts.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the RPI Fieldhouse in beautiful Troy, New York. And the fans here are ready for Clash of Champions 9. I'm Jim Ross, and I'll call the play-by-play. It's my pleasure to be alongside the legendary Gordon Sully, who will provide color analysis here on our broadcast. Gordon, we've got 7 great matches. The United States Heavyweight Championship will be decided here tonight, but I think what everyone wants to see, who will say I quit in the confrontation involving Terry Funk and Ric Flair. We're just moments away from that.
We are indeed, Jim, and may I just say it's 2 wrestling dynasties that are on a collision course. There's no question about that. And I might point out, of course, falls don't count. The only way that you can lose the match is you must publicly announce that you quit. I can't picture that coming from Terry Funk. I can't picture it coming from Ric Flair. But before the night is over, one of them indeed will say, I quit. And a dynasty will be over. There's no question in my mind about that.
Several great matches. Our first match of the night will be the Freebirds and the Road Warriors. Let's go now up to our ring announcer, Gary Michael Capetta.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team event, it is set for one fall. Introducing team number 1 from Bath Street, USA, in Atlanta, Georgia. Total combined weight, 475 pounds. The Fabulous Freebirds!
What a spectacular introduction for these 2 men.
The Fabulous Freebirds, as we have said, will take on the Road Warriors here momentarily. Spectacular, explosive entrance here on TBS, the Superstation. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have the match and the introduction of the Road Warriors right after our first commercial timeout. For the Road Warriors here in Troy, New York. They will take on the Road Warriors, Gordon, in what should be a match. Classic contrast in styles, the power, the tenacity of the Road Warriors, the technique, and the shortcuts by the Freebirds, quite frankly.
I think you've analyzed that one perfectly, Jim. It's a situation here. The Road Warriors, in the years they have been competing, have become a much more polished team than one might imagine, because they do use brute force so often in the ring. But this one promised to be an interesting matchup between these four men.
Gordon, Michael Hayes starting it out against Hawk of the Road Warriors. And Hawk cocked that big right hand, but the Freebirds are well scouted except for outside the ring.
And the Animal catches up. Friendly little assist to getting back in the ring, and referee Tommy Young staying well clear of the area.
Jimmy Garvin caught with a big clothesline there by Hawk of the Road Warriors. And the Freebirds taking a litlittle break outside the ring here.
Well, just like taking a timeout, you know, when there's 20 seconds left in a ball game and a field goal is all the difference. You can break the momentum, break the concentration, and that's one thing Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin are very, very good at. Might point out, too, don't forget our NWA Wrestling hotline. That's 1-900-909-9900.
Look at the strength here. He's got him up with that gorilla slam high above his head. Michael Hayes in the wrong part of town, knocked to his knees there. The longer the Road Warriors stay on the offensive, in my opinion, the shorter this match will be. You have to be great counter wrestlers, in my estimation, to stay in there with the Warriors. Big side headlock there applied by Hawk. And right there, the Road Warriors may have found exactly what the Freebirds are looking to do, keep in the corner, but it's not working.
Battled his way out very nicely, an Irish whip.
Great drop kick by the 285-pounder. Garvin sent for the ride. Both Road Warriors catch him with the elbow. High impact maneuvers, trying to establish the early dominance, Gordon, in this contest, are the Legion of Doom.
By the same token, Garvin and Hayes, taking all of that punishment, could be measuring the strength and the force of the Road Warriors. And good example. He's got plenty left.
Great suplex, but Animal got right back up and nailed him. Big clothesline. And Garvin once again rolling out of bounds, doing anything they can to stop the momentum of the Road Warriors.
Plus the fact this is a one-fall 30-minute match, which means that if Garvin and Hayes do get behind, in their opinion, they can use time as an ally.
Crowd here at the RPI Fieldhouse chanting LOD, LOD, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. But it's Michael Hayes now taking over, showing some offense on Animal, but that elbow ineffective, but the clothesline from the left side was not.
Well, a whip off the ropes once again and again. The Road Warriors beginning to dominate this situation. They do hold a tremendous advantage in weight and in strength. And Hayes is going to have to start slipping to one side, trying to get his man down to the canvas. He doesn't want to continue this one-on-one battle up topside. He needs to get down to the mat.
The Road Warriors involving the Freebirds involved in our television main event this Saturday, 6 o'clock on World Championship Wrestling, when the Steiners challenge them for the World Tag Team Championship. That match will air this Saturday night, 6 o'clock, right here on TBS. Tag made. Jimmy Garvin comes back in, as does Animal. Boy, Garvin and Hayes have either got to create a break or wait for the Road Warriors to make a mistake.
That could well be what they're waiting for, and there's one of them right there as he was able to duck away just in time, and Hayes very quickly closes in, trying to take the bested. Well, now see, I question that in putting him outside the ring unless he's trying to bring an early injury here.
Tag made. Michael Hayes tagging in Jimmy Garvin. Quick tags in and out now, the classic tag team strategy. And Hawk is doing more to hurt his partner than help him in this situation, I would feel.
Absolutely. The referee's attention diverted in that manner, and now Garvin and Hayes are beginning to move very effectively.
They're starting to gel, Gordon.
Exactly. You could hear that one all the way across the field. How's those chops into the chest? A rabbit punch, and all right, the Animal's beginning to look a little worse for wear.
Certainly is, and a very timely tag made by Jimmy Garvin to Michael Hayes. This is an outstanding team. They realized when they signed the contract for this special challenge event that they were going to be outmanned as far as strength and bulk. But that really hasn't deterred the Freebirds in the past. and they are showing that technique that we talked about and taking a few shortcuts. That's what they have done, and right now they have the advantage.
Michael Hayes is an expert in street fighting, if you will. If you remember, he was known as a man from Bad Street, and he's had his share of brawls.
Wait a minute.
He knows which way to go.
Well, Tommy Young just pitched out of the way by Hawk, who's just about had all he could stand. Hawk's calling, or the referee's calling for the bell. Road Warrior's going to be disqualified, I would feel.
That appears to be the case. Meanwhile, the Road Warriors have forgotten about bells, forgotten about rules, regulations, or anything else. They just want to settle this issue.
Double clothesline by the Road Warriors.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Fabulous Freebirds are your winners. The Fabulous Freebirds.
Well, Gordon, why don't you cover the replay here? I'm going to be talking to Terry Funk here momentarily.
Fair enough. Well, as we saw just a moment ago, of course, the Road Warriors lost their cool. And as you can see here, the Hawk really pounding away on Michael Hayes. However, the referee, Tommy Young, thrown to one side. And the referee had had quite enough of it, said, that's it. The disqualification is in order, and so that's exactly what has happened. All right, let's go now to just down the ring from me with Jim Ross and Terry Funk.
Thank you very much, Gordon Soley. I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, at ringside here in Troy, New York, with Gary Hart and Terry Funk. A little bit later tonight, you or Ric Flair will say, I quit, to this whole crowd and the world.
You shut up for 1 minute. Hey, Ric Flair and I see eye to eye on very few things. He likes to ride first class in an airplane. I ride coach. He likes to drive a Mercedes. I drive an old pickup truck. He likes a fast lane. I like the double-cross ranch. One thing we have in common, though, is we both love the sport of professional wrestling. He says he's not a quitter. Well, I'm not quitting here in New York at the knockout. Only one person is going to quit. Is that right or not?
Flair, because you remember, you are a Texan. Your daddy was great. Your brother was great. You and Junior were the only two brothers that ever held the world title. And don't embarrass Texas here tonight. All of Texas is watching. All of Texas is watching, brother. Don't let them down. But most important, don't let me down.
Oh, Gary, I am not going to let you down, but I don't want your help. I don't need anyone's help. I don't need your help either, Jim Ross, because I am the best.
Flair's a quitter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up in just one moment, the special awards presentation. We'll find out who the most popular wrestler in the NWA is in 1 moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to TBS, the Superstation. Jim Ross, and I want to welcome to the great state of New York a native New Yorker, the senior editor of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Bill Apter, is here. Bill, welcome to the broadcast, and we've got some very important awards, as if the fans have been voting for the past several weeks for the most popular wrestler in the National Wrestling Alliance and on World Championship Wrestling. And I know that you have been involved in this situation as well, Bill.
Well, I'm very thrilled that the NWA has given me the opportunity to present this prestigious award. Ladies and gentlemen, you voted for this award. The most popular wrestler in the NWA and one of the most popular wrestlers in the world today, here he is, Sting!
The fans have spoken, the votes have been tabulated. Stinger out here, congratulations, congratulations, and we're going to be bringing this trophy out.
Congratulations, Sting, from the fans of the National Wrestling Alliance, the most popular wrestlers. What would you like to say to all your fans?
I guess maybe I should say that I'm not worthy of this, or maybe I should say somebody else deserves it. Maybe I should say I don't deserve it, but I'm not going to do that because this feels too good. You know what I'm talking about? Woo! And thank you to all the little Stingers out there, especially.
Sting, the NWA's most popular wrestler of the year. Jim?
Well, I'll tell you something, he's certainly deserving of that award, but we have one more award, ladies and gentlemen, we wanted to do here, and Bill, why don't you explain this one?
Okay, this award is presented by the editors of Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine. It is a special award for the Wrestler of the Decade. I want to introduce this man. He started out the decade in 1980 by winning the United States Heavyweight Championship. 4 times you fans voted him PWI Wrestler of the Year. He is the one and only 6-time NWA Heavyweight Champion, the Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine Wrestler of the Decade, the Nature Boy and the champ, Ric Flair!
Champ making his way here, ladies and gentlemen. Rick, congratulations, sir. Beautiful young lady bringing the trophy out. I'll be surprised there weren't a lot of beautiful ladies around the Nature Boy. How does it feel to be named this from the editors of Pro Wrestling Illustrated and the support of your fans?
Well, it's a great honor. Anytime that you can walk out on behalf of the National Wrestling Alliance, receive an award like this, that means you were selected by the fans and by your peers as the greatest wrestler of the last 10 years. It's a tremendous award. I just want to say, I hope this doesn't date me, and I hope the next 10 are as good to me as the last 10 have been. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the most popular wrestler in the NWA, the Stinger, and the Wrestler of the Decade, Nature Boy, Ric Flair. And when we come back, we will see Woman and Doom right after this timeout. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, here in Troy, New York. Jim Ross along with Gordon Soley at ringside. Before we see Woman present Doom, let's hear these pre-recorded comments from the most controversial lady in the sport.
It's your lucky day today. How could they have a national TV program without the most powerful person in wrestling today? Woman. Why? Because I have Doom to rule the wrestling world. The Steiners are finished. No one can stand in my way. Not the Road Warriors, not the Skyscrapers, and definitely not the Midnight Express. No one can stop me, and no one can stop Doom from ruling the wrestling world. Why? Because I am woman. So men, look at it, wish you had it, and eat your heart out. And Rick Steiner, tonight I have a large surprise for you.
Well, I'll tell you something, Jim. She's an evil person, but she sure is pretty.
She certainly is. Gary Capetta up in the ring. Let's go up there now.
Wrestling fans, the following tag team event, it is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing team number 1 in the ring, first from Atlanta, Georgia. He weighs 239 pounds, Wildfire, Tommy Ricks. And his tag team partner from Lexington, Tennessee. He weighs 224 pounds, Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert. And wrestling fans, their opponent. Woman presents the tag team combination
I tell you something. You really look these guys over. They're just big everywhere. They're thick, tremendous upper body strength and upper body development, Gordon.
Yeah, there's an impressive a team as you could ever find. However, when you take a look at Tommy Wildfire Rich, we must never forget that Tommy Wildfire Rich at one time held the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Eddie Gilbert, a second-generation competitor, and has been wrestling since he was about 3 years old. So you've got a situation there of tremendous experience and background against this team of doom. And very frankly, I don't know just exactly how much professional experience they've had.
Well, I'll tell you something. No one has beaten them yet since they debuted in the NWA, and she has really given them some instructions on their little huddle there in the corner prior, just moments ago. They are very unpopular here as the bell sounds, and we are ready to go. Coming to you live, Clash of Champions 9, New York Knockout. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert will start out. For simplicity's sake, we'll say against Doom #1, Gordon.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go on that. By the way, for those of you in New Orleans, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, and Columbus, Ohio, stand by because the NWA is coming to New Orleans on Friday the 17th. That's this coming Friday. We'll be in St. Louis on the 18th. That'll be this Saturday night. We will be in Pittsburgh on Sunday the 19th and Columbus, Ohio on Monday the 20th. So if you live in those areas and if you think it's exciting here on television as you're watching at home now, it's just twice as exciting when you're there live at the matches.
Side headlock by Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert on Doom #1. Phenomenal strength. He just tossed Eddie Gilbert off like he was a sack of groceries, and Gilbert's about 225.
Yeah, and that's live weight too, by the way. That's not just picking up a piece of iron. Look at the muscular definition on this, Mike. Beautiful rolling reverse.
But Gilbert did not even get one. The strength of Doom #1 kicked out. Gilbert drops down, evades him, takes him straight down. Gilbert strutting his stuff here as these native Tennesseans, Gilbert from Lexington, Rich from Hendersonville, they'd like to pull off a major upset here on this national broadcast here on TBS.
And it's Tommy Wildfire Rich in there now, and Rich with that forearm drag. He's so bad! He caught him right in the midsection.
Nice arm drag takeover by Tommy Wildfire Rich on Doom #2. Quite obviously, for Rich and Gilbert to be successful in this one would assume that they need to keep Doom off balance and keep them on the mat. That's a tall order for anyone, as Doom #2 with those big right hands. Misses with a clothesline. Nice leapfrog shows his agility. And a good reversal by Tommy Wildfire Rich. Again, as we mentioned, Gordon, as you and I talked before we went on the air, Rich and Gilbert have got to keep control of the pace. They've got to dictate the pace in this one to be successful.
And they're going to have to be cute. There's no question about that. As we saw Eddie Gilbert just a couple of moments ago sliding between the legs of his bigger but slower opponent, Tommy Wildfire Rich able to score that very effective reverse. If they can move around them, get cute with them, then they've got a chance here.
Side headlock applied by Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. As Gordon Soley mentioned at the top of this particular match, he is a second-generation wrestler. His father, Tommy Gilbert, very well-known name throughout the Southeast. Right there, a side slam by Doom #2. And as quickly as Gilbert and Rich were trying to keep the pace, keep Doom off balance, it has slowed down now to a pace that I would think that Doom is very compatible in.
I would certainly have to agree with that. High vertical suplex, and now Gilbert beginning to show some real pain in the lumbar section of his back, and they're very wisely, the two of them, attacking that area of the back once again. So
I found it most interesting, Gordon, as she said that tonight she had a large surprise for the Steiners. Of course, we know the Steiners will be wrestling the Skyscrapers later on tonight right here on TBS and The Clash. As Doom #1 has been tagged back in, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert is in a very precarious position at this time. And Doom, and much to the credit of Woman, they are tagging in and out very, very quickly and very strategically.
Well, as I said earlier, of course, that to be a successful tag, you can only have one leader, and that preferably should be somebody outside the ring. And because of this kind of sport and because it's a high contact sport, there is a great degree of ego involved in all of these athletes, and it takes an objective, a third person, to really get a good tag team going.
Eddie Gilbert now being punished by Doom number 1, neck breaker. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert in a lot of trouble, lateral press, but he got the shoulder up. A near fall situation, and it would seem now, Gordon, that Doom, well, they're going to try to keep Gilbert in the ring, but there is quickness. Let's see if Tommy Wildfire Rich can amount enough offense to turn the tide. He's starting off quickly here. Doom number 2 in there. There's an elbow. He's shot for the ride and goes downstairs. Rich really showing a lot of offense.
Well, if he can get his man into a position for that vertical body block, a Lufez press, he'll have himself quite a victory here.
Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert came in the ring. A referee appointed by the New York State Athletic Commission having some problems. Oh, they nailed Tommy Rich. Referee did not see that. The ref didn't see it, but Doom has devastated Gilbert and Rich.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the team of Doom! Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Louisville Slugger, Mr. Jim Cornette.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition right here on the Clash of Champions of the Louisville Slugger. And tonight, I would like to present my special guests, the All-Americans from Michigan, none other than the Steiner Brothers, Rick and Scott Steiner. Come on in here, guys. Now, let me ask you a question right off the bat. I've seen this move you've been doing, Scott. That weird thing, it's like a combination backflip and flying head scissors. Do you have a name for that? What do you call that thing anyway?
Well, you know, Jim, a lot of people have been impressed with that move, and they wanted me to come up with a name for it. So the other day, me and my brother were sitting by the TV.
I want to say what me and Scotty was watching a scary movie, and Frankenstein. Yeah, and when he comes out, all the people are going. So, and every time I see guys in the ring, they go. So I come up with a name. I'm thinking, what should I name it? What? The Frankensteiner.
The Frankensteiner. That's what you're calling the move, huh? Do you think you can do that? Do you think he can do that to anybody?
He can do it to anybody. Just ask him.
What about the Skyscrapers tonight, huh? Even Sid Vicious, you think?
Yeah, you know what? Sid Vicious looks like Herman Munster to me.
Well, now, come on now. Let me say this. The Skyscrapers, they're big, they're rough, they're undefeated, biggest team in wrestling, Scott. You got to take them seriously.
There's no doubt about it, the Skyscrapers are big. But there ain't a person in this world that me and my brother can't suplex. And what they're gonna do when they're on their backs that tall? Nothing.
The Skyscrapers tonight, but you've also got the tag team known as Doom in your future. Woman has sworn she is gonna ruin your career, and she's gonna use Doom to do it.
Well, they're gonna use Doom. Doom is big, but they're not gonna run us out of wrestling. And woman, my mother always told me, never hit a lady. But then again, you ain't no lady.
What? Did your mother teach you the same thing, Rick?
You know, every time I used to come home late, my mom used to slap me around. I was thinking.
You were thinking?
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, sometimes maybe I should get my mom down here and she could slap the you know what out of her. Hey, Mom, maybe I'll slap her.
It sounds like your mom's the toughest one in the Steiner family.
Yeah, every time I was late, my buddies would come home, she'd kick out of all of us. So she was the toughest. Even my dad used to tell my dad what to do.
She used to beat your dad up?
No, just tell him what to do.
But she could slap women around, huh?
Yeah, she could slap women around.
You know, woman's had some comments to make about you lately, Rick.
Oh, she says everybody out there wants it. Well, I had it, and I don't want it.
That's it for this edition of the Louisville Slugger with Rick and Scott Steiner.
goes to the neutral corner.
He will go to the neutral corner and sit down and watch this match. I know he's got to be having a gamut of emotions running through his mind at this point in time, simply because of his long association with the Midnight Express, their World Championship tenure, the only team in the NWA history to carry the U.S. Tag Team Championship and the World Tag Team title simultaneously.
Well, Johnny Ace trying to shake hands with Stan Lane, and of course, reportedly you hear stories about the fact that there's sort of a triangular interest there, and Stan Lane was apparently the loser of the love interest, but regardless of that, well, now the Dynamic Dudes want Cornette. He can't do it.
Midnight Express, Beautiful Bobby, who has the longest association with Cornette, trying to convince Cornette to be in their corner. One last grasp attempt, but he's going to keep his word and stay right in the neutral corner and watch this one. It is Beautiful Bobby starting out against Shane Douglas of the Dynamic Dudes. Collar and elbow tie up, side headlock. Don't forget, Gordon Soley and I will be joining Chris Cruz and Lance Russell for the post-game wrap-up show tonight live on the Wrestling Hotline, starting at 10:35 tonight.
And that number, by the way, is 1-900-909-9900.
They're calling the play-by-play on the hotline as we speak, but we look forward to you tuning in. There's the number on the screen. We'll have that live post-clash wrap-up program immediately after we go off the air here tonight.
Break the hold. Come on, now back it up.
Beautiful Bobby being asked by Nick Patrick to break the hold. Kind of bending the rules there. Sweet Stan, the man legally, in the ring. Shane drop kicking. Beautiful Bobby outside. And a perfectly executed arm drag on Sweet Stan.
Well, you're seeing two extremely even teams here, in my opinion. The Dynamic Dudes, drop toe hold, perfectly executed. They do have in the Express, obviously, once again, the experience, but I don't know if they, well, I think they do. I think in Dynamics, they're about equal.
Jim Cornette has been teaching the Dynamic Dudes a lot of things. Sweet Stan, pull the hair right there. Midnight Express have certainly seemingly become a little bit more aggressive and somewhat more belligerent in the last few weeks. Another nice drop toe hold. Good counter wrestling by Shane Douglas of the Dynamic Dudes. Right back into the wrist lock. And Stan Lane once again pulls the hair, and Jim Cornette is up on the apron. He's telling the referee that Sweet Stan pulled the hair.
Well, that's it. He's not remaining neutral. And that's the thing he's got to be careful of.
Shane's got Sweet Stan in a pinning predicament. And the referee was trying to restrain Johnny. And here comes Johnny Ace, the man that has the problem. Or should I say, or should we say, Gordon, that Stan Lane has the problem with Johnny Ace?
Yes, and someone else who perhaps will be forever nameless.
He went for that rounding off karate kick, but they're so well scouted. When you've got a man like that, Jim Cornette, who is tutoring the team that against the team that he manages, it's almost like a football coach coaching two teams and then sitting on the 50-yard line on Sunday.
Not knowing which one to root for. Exactly.
Good drop kick there as the 6'4" Johnny Ace extending the frame out there, and Sweet Stan backs into his corner. Beautiful Bobby makes the tag. And the native of Huntsville, Alabama, will attempt his luck here against the rangy Dynamic Dude.
By the way, we were talking about wrestling and upcoming the balance of this week around the country. Let me give you our Thanksgiving week spectacular. I'm talking about 32 of the NWA's top stars will be, as Willie Nelson would say, on the road again. And where they're going to be, well, we'll be in Raleigh on the 21st, in Charlotte on the 22nd. Uh-oh, let's not miss this action.
Great drop kicks there by Johnny, kicking Bobby right out here near the table. And I hope they will stay somewhere away from us. I like being around the guys, Gordon, but not in this environment.
No, you're exactly right.
Shane over the top.
Right up into that guardrail.
What a move there. Shane Douglas over the top, skinning the cat back in. And beautiful Bobby is in dire straits here. As Sweet Stan over to check on him, but Jim Cornette keeping his distance, not going to the aid of the Midnight Express.
As well he should not. Now you're talking about being around him. I don't mind having a Coors Light with him, but I sure don't need him in our laps down here at the desk.
We want to say hello to our fans watching back in Atlanta. Of course, we will be in the Omni on Thanksgiving night. Gordon, I know we're both looking forward to. I want to say hi to the guys from Studebakers in Buckhead. Great wrestling fans throughout Atlanta. Tickets for that big event on sale at all seats locations. And the Omni box office, by the way. That's Thanksgiving night at 7:30. Nice belly-to-back suplex. Good adjustment there by Sweet Stan, but he misses the elbow. Lightning arm drag. He got in very deep on that arm drag.
It was almost a power arm drag. He was so deep into the armpit itself. And again, notice the way he brings his shoulder deep underneath that armpit. Of course, there are no muscles there in the armpit, so it's relatively hard to fight against. Now, you were talking about the Omni. That's very, very true. We'll also be in Roanoke on the 24th, and Philadelphia and Baltimore on the 25th, and New Haven on the 26th. And the good folks in New Haven are in for a great night of time.
And that event in New Haven starts at 4 o'clock, by the way. And Johnny, or Shane rather, set right up on the top. Beautiful Bobby with big, strong right hands. And what's he gonna go for here? A suplex, a superplex. But Shane, he avoided it. He avoided it. Rolls him up. 1, 2. He's not through yet. High cross body. Beautiful Bobby in trouble. 1, 2, and a near fall. 2.5 there.
Tremendous second effort on the part of both of these men. There's no question about that. And the crowd just cheering here for just great, great action. And that's exactly what they're getting. Some of the finest wrestling action I've seen in a long time.
Tag made. Johnny Ace in the ring. The Sweet Stan, that martial arts background with a karate kick to the solar plexus. Quickly tags in beautiful Bobby, who kicks away at the abdomen area. Straight right hand. Johnny Ace is in trouble now in this one fall 30-minute event. Johnny trying to keep him coming out of that corner. Straight right hand. And now Eaton is in trouble. Hip toss right out of the corner. Johnny up on top. Brings him right out of the corner very gingerly. Up on top. But Sweet Stan with a cheap shot, Gordon. The momentum has changed.
I believe you're right. He caught him, and it was a perfectly thrown right hand. And Stan Lane, I'll tell you what, he can mix it up with the best of them, and that's exactly what he's doing now.
I think Lane has been waiting on this matchup, this particular pairing, to have Johnny Ace at his mercy, so to speak, and be able to punish him with everything he has.
Russian leg sweep.
That's a great move, and Stan Lane is proficient at it. And now, could it be he's up on top. Rocket launcher, but the legs are up. Oh, they are so well scouted in this one. Tag made. Shane Douglas in, the legal man with beautiful Bobby. He knocked Lane down, and now back to Eaton, sends him for the ride, and there he goes. He's elevated up in the lights. Midnight Express in a great deal of trouble in this contest. Suplex, looks like Bobby Eaton, a great Bobby Eaton move, but it's Shane Douglas. And the save was made by Sweet Stan, who's at it again, Gordon, with Johnny Ace.
Once again, the absence of Jim Cornette is a critical. Wait a minute, Cornette now coming around the ring.
Bobby Eaton had a chain. He had a chain. Cornette's got the chain now. And Cornette throws the chain out in the crowd. Oh, God! The referee didn't see it. Cornette just knocked out Shane Douglas. He cold-cocked him.
There.
I can't believe that.
That was like a 105 howitzer shot across the back of the head.
It must have been a
Wrestling fans, the following contest, it is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing in the ring, parts unknown, weighing 255 pounds, the Super Destroyer. And wrestling fans, his opponent from Oklahoma, weighing 289 pounds, Dr.
Well, I guess it's a little early for Santa Claus, but here comes Santa Claus, which looks a lot like Norman, and the Super Destroyer taking over on Dr. Death up in the ring. The big masked man, who looks to be about a 300-pounder, who we have not seen before, taking over on Dr. Death very, very quickly.
He caught Williams off guard, no question about that. Williams let down. Now what's going on?
Williams reverses the Super Destroyer, catching with a big tackle there. Norman's coming by us here.
Well, it's Santa Claus.
Hey, oh, hi, Santa. Okay, Norman, thanks. Okay, well, I'm glad he's my friend too, Norman.
That's cute little teddy bear, but look at this. After that, Steve Williams has him up over his shoulders.
Look at the strength. He's got to be 300 pounds. He's military president. He is all man. I'll tell you that right now. 285 pounds. Right out on the table. Right out here by us. Well, this table is destroyed.
He wiped it out in no time at all. And he's not done yet. He's not satisfied yet. He's after him again.
Big right hand for the doctor. Williams, who was attacked this past Saturday on World Championship Wrestling by the Skyscrapers. They were, Teddy Long really insulted that Doc gave Norman a big 6-foot teddy bear. And here comes the Oklahoma Stampede. Watch this elevation. The premier power slam in the sport. Like Norman has a teddy bear for the doctor. Back in the ring there, Norman. Doc gave Norman a big 6-foot teddy bear Saturday.
And he looks like he's congratulating him for victory there. They're giving him that thumbs up sign. The manly embrace, if you will.
Well, that's quite a pair to draw to, Gordon. Skyscrapers. He's not taking them lightly. This is the way he acts every day. This is the way he handles stress. There's Gary Capetta there. Give him a little popcorn.
There are a couple of peanuts or something. Spivey and the Skyscrapers are somewhat infuriated over this.
We're gonna take them out. 1, 2, 3, it's over.
They are more than somewhat upset.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you like high-impact moves, if you like right-in-your-face wrestling, stick-in-your-face type wrestling, then this is what you're going to see right here. Two of the biggest, two of the best from World Championship Wrestling. The Steiners this Saturday, 6 o'clock on World Championship Wrestling in their Super Bowl when they meet the Freebirds for the World Tag Titles. I hope they can end this match healthy and 100% for Saturday.
I certainly have to agree with that. A very crucial match upcoming. I was talking to my friend Gil Cabot out in Los Angeles this past week and told him about this upcoming match. And he said that is going to be a clash. There's no question about it. But I would think that, well, let's see which one is going to start. Tremendous crowd here at the field house. And they've seen some outstanding wrestling throughout the evening. And we have found out, by the way, that Lance Russell and Chris Cruz will have Jim Cornette on with a post-show on the 900 line, the wrestling hotline. And Lance has informed me that they're going to ask him point blank. They're going to put him on the hot seat.
We'll look forward to that after the show here. 10:35 on the hotline. Up and over goes Rick Steiner. Trying to go for the belly-to-back suplex, but Spivey's got the ropes. Can Steiner get him up? Yes, he can. Remember, the big man is 6'8", 318, but he got suplexed.
Once you get that
Steiner line.
Wow.
Ooh, what impact.
Once you get that gravity loss, and that's what he had. And, of course, these Steiners, their reputation throughout college and all preceded them.
The dog-faced Gremlin waiting on Big Sid Vicious or Dangerous Dan to get back in the ring. Jim Ross and Gordon Soley coming to you live from the RPI Fieldhouse in Troy, New York. The capital region, Albany, Troy, and Schenectady, and fans from all over upstate New York with us here in the historic RPI Fieldhouse. As Dan Spivey now going downstairs on the dog face. Got him up, good move there. Turn him upside down, what strength? Inverted pile driver. That should be it. He caught him, 1-2, but Scotty made the save.
Scotty did save him indeed. There's no question in my mind about it. That pile driver has been outlawed in and out of times over the past several years. Spivey, I might point out, not only is a tremendous athlete, his wife is quite an athlete. Sherry is a bodybuilder and weightlifter and is going in for the Miss Florida competition. And if that does, that'll put her right up on top for a professional competition later on.
Tag made. Scotty Steiner in. Back Spivey off. Sends him for the ride. There is the Frankensteiner. A Frankensteiner and a fallaway slam on Big Sid Vicious. Oh my God. They are on their feet here in Troy, New York. What a feat of strength. What a feat of strength by Scotty Steiner.
These Steiner brothers both have low centers of gravity. Very compact builds. They're built like Captain Tanks, basically. And they're using that smaller stature, if you will. I would venture to say if you measured them around the biceps, around the triceps, up around the shoulders and all, they probably measure right up with Danny Spivey and Sid Vicious. But they have compactor muscles. They don't have the rangy muscles, and this gives them hidden power.
You're exactly right. And now Big Sid Vicious in there. Well, I thought he was in. The referee did not see the tag. That's good officiating by 5 times referee of the year, Tommy Young. The tag now made. He saw it. It's legal. I like his attitude. Keep it on the up and up as much as he can. Collar and elbow tie-up. And Scotty Steiner back to the advantage. But Big Sid Vicious, 6'9", backs him into the corner. Sends him for the ride in the Irish whip. It moved the ring. But he missed with the shoulder. Scotty Steiner now, can he take advantage? Working that huge arm of Sid Vicious.
See, the tag is made. And they're very quick actually double teaming.
Rick Steiner being put out. Right big clothesline. Spivey's drop kick did not hit its mark, but the clothesline did. And the clothesline has hurt Scott Steiner. Big Dan Spivey now has got Scott Steiner up. Side slam.
You got him. Get rid of him. Get rid of him.
You can hear Theodore R. Long saying, "You got him. Get rid of him." Oh, bro.
That foot right to the face. Reminiscent of the legendary and late Bruiser Brody. Right to the face, coming off the ropes. Spivey 6'8". He's being blocked there on the suplex, but that one worked. Great suplex by Scott Steiner. Great strength to block it. There's a Steiner line. Though he's in the opposite corner, he needs to make a tag, I would think.
I would certainly agree with that. Of course, they've got extra adrenaline flowing right now because the thousands jamming the field house here are strictly for the Steiners all the way. And that gives you a rush when you're in the ring facing double tough competition.
Oh, that Steiner line just send chills up my spine. I'm sure it does the same for Spivey. Power slam. He got him up and over. The Steiners are so dominant. Double clothesline. It took both of them, but both of them knocked Sid Vicious down. Wait a minute, here comes Doom. What did Doom was Frankenstein. Belly to belly on Spivey. Doom is in the ring. This is chaotic here. Referee's calling for a disqualification.
Well, the referee's called for the bell, but we've got a situation here that is liable to get out of hand, I'm afraid.
Steiner with a clothesline on Doom, and Woman just hit Rick Steiner with her shoe.
Uh-oh. And Steiner is coming after her. We're liable to see something. Stand by in case we have to censor
Wait a
anything.
minute. Here comes a giant. Look at this big guy. Stepping right over the top rope. Who in the heck is that? How big is this guy? He's bigger than either of the Skyscrapers.
He's got to be 7 feet tall. I've never seen him before.
And now he's getting Woman out of here. But the Steiners are being brutalized. Here come the Road Warriors. The Road Warriors are here.
And we've got a battle royal going on here.
Oh, baby, it's a Pier 6 brawl, as Gordon Sully would say.
You got it.
Oh, they are hooking it out. Fist and fire. Let's get the heck out of here. We'll be back. We'll be back. The U.S. Heavyweight Championship will be coming up. Don't you go away. Jim Ross with the Steiners and the Road Warriors here. And I will tell you something. At Starrcade on Wednesday night, December the 13th, you'll get your chance to wrestle Doom. You'll get your chance to wrestle the Skyscrapers. You will be wrestling the Road Warriors, but it looks like there's an allegiance being built with the Steiners and the Road Warriors here tonight.
That's right. That's the way me and my brother like to get it done in Detroit. And that's the way that Hawk and Animal get it done in Chicago. So at Starrcade, Doom, we're coming after you. And Hawk and Animal are taking care of you guys, Skyscrapers. Yes, to the Jim Ross! The Steiners have grown up together all their lives. Hawk and I have known each other since we were little punks till we grew up to be big, bad, apple punks. And now you don't mess with something as close as family because you step on their toes. They're from Detroit. They know what it's like. They didn't go picking daisies. They kick butt. We're from Chicago. Like Hawk says, we snack our danger, dine our death, as Skyscrapers, Doom, we're gonna make you eat your lunch. Tell them, Hawk. Hey! You're looking at warped people at its best. You're looking at demented people who care nothing more than hurting individuals and ruining lives. And that's what we're gonna do. Can you imagine the 4 sick puppies like us together in the ring against anybody, let alone Doom and the Skyscrapers? If I were you, I wouldn't be. The lives you could save may be your very own. Tell them, Paul.
Hello, Jim.
The fact of the matter is, truth wears many faces. We got 4 guys here that are willing to take on the Skyscrapers. We got 4 guys here that are willing to take on Doom. And all you gotta do, gentlemen, is mess with these 2, and you get these 2. And you mess with these 2, and you get these 2. So mess with us, we dare ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Heavyweight Championship will be decided when we come back next. Gordon, coming up on Wednesday night, December 13th in the Omni, is Starrcade. They're calling it Future Shock. It is indeed a night of the Iron Man, and with that man, Lex Luger, Ric Flair, Sting, and the undefeated Great Muta, the 4 top individual wrestlers in the world will wrestle each other in a one-night round-robin tournament. In other words, Lex Luger will wrestle Sting, he will wrestle Ric Flair, and he will wrestle the Great Muta in one night. I think, believe it or not, this man is the man to beat. 6'5", 275, unbelievable.
I would have to agree with you, except for one thing. In a series of grueling matches like that, the cardiovascular development is going to be critical as well. And that's where I think Muta may be the man to really watch for here. And I'm not diminishing certainly Ric Flair in the slightest. But right now, this match could take enough out of both of these men that they're going to need off between now and the 13th for the Starrcade. I'll tell you something, though. I've never been so electrified in all my life as I am with that combination of the Steiners and the Road Warriors and Doom and the Skyscrapers. My friend, that is an explosion that's been heard around the world and is going to be continued to be heard.
What an 8-man tag match that would be. But think about it. The Steiners at Starrcade will wrestle Doom. The Steiners will wrestle the Skyscrapers. But, my good friend, they will also wrestle the Road Warriors. So, fans, that will be exclusively on pay-per-view television Wednesday night, December 13th. I strongly urge that you call your local cable company for that one.
I certainly have to agree with that, and I would suggest you do it as quickly as possible. All right, the U.S. Heavyweight Championship goes on the line right now. One fall, a 60-minute time limit. Flyin Brian probably giving away, around 30 pounds. Muscular conformation and definition on both men is, I would say, approximately even. However, it is Luger who is the bigger of the two, and they very quickly lock up collar and elbow.
Flyin Brian, so intent in this one. I spoke with him before we went on the air. He was very nervous, very uptight, and I think rightfully so, because that man has got to be the ultimate challenge. Who will be the Iron Man of '89? My money goes on, as bad as I hate to say it, Lex Luger, because seemingly nobody has been able to slow this man down. Flyin Brian has come the closest, Gordon, but his quickness and his agility, that has to be his biggest asset. He has got to control the tempo, and if he lets Luger remain on a vertical plane, for an extended length of time, in my opinion, Pillman's going to go down.
Well, that's an interesting analysis. It's interesting to note both of these men had similar backgrounds. Luger, of course, also a former professional football player. The difference, however, Luger was in the trenches, whereas Bryan was a member of the Suicide Squad, so to speak. And the attitude of the guys in the special teams and all has got to be just a little bit more reckless than the fellas in the trenches. You'll notice, too, that Luger doesn't have any scars. He's never blown out a shoulder or an elbow or a knee, which indicates to me that perhaps while on that field, maybe he was watching himself a little more carefully, and that physical and mental attitude of Pillman might tell a difference here.
Great drop kick by Flyin. Bryan up in Luger's face one more time. Luger 6'5", 275. The Flyin Bryan rising to the occasion here. Really rising to the occasion. He came so close at Halloween Havoc. He was so close to that big victory that he's worked so hard to attain. But Luger came away from Halloween Havoc with a controversial victory. The World Championship Wrestling Committee decided that it was time for a rematch, and what better place than right here on TBS. Our hats off to the World Championship Wrestling brass for ordering this back so quick from October 28th to November 15th.
Yeah, actually, it was a power move because Luger, I'm sure, did everything that he could to avoid having this match tonight. He's not happy about it, and now he's much less than happy. And Brian Pillman is being very wise here. He's pacing himself now. He's not. He doesn't have that suicidal tendency.
Luger powers Pillman back to the corner. Referee Nick Patrick calling for a clean break, but he doesn't get one. Luger with straight, powerful right hands. Well, he's awesomely put together. I don't know of any athlete in the sport, Gordon, that I have seen in my career that has more gifts than Luger. But he went to the corner. Flyin Bryan quickly moved out of the way, and Luger rolls out of the ring, out of bounds. Luger has every physical gift that an athlete can possess.
Well, not only that. As you know, he was accepted at the Naval Academy at Annapolis. Turned it down, went to the University of Miami instead. Was a discipline problem. Then went up to the Canadian Football League at age 19. Not many fellows have done that. You can count him on one hand and one finger, and he's it, I believe. But so he's got great intelligence. He has the great physical attributes you're talking about. And then he's got that one other needed quality in a champion. And that's that killer instinct. He's got that real mean streak in him.
I think he's just developed that too in his full maturity in the last year. 3 years in the sport, 3 times U.S. champion. No one in the sport has ever attained the lofty status in the first 3 years that Lex Luger has. And he hammers Flyin Bryan in the corner. Luger wants to keep Pillman in the corner on the ropes so he can use his strength and that bulk advantage. But Flyin Bryan with a big chop on that massive chest of Lex Luger. And how could you miss that target? The biggest chest in the sport. Pillman up and over, but Luger held on. Flyin Bryan all the way over. No, he doesn't. He skins the cat right back in. Luger the pompous one. Kick right to the face with that karate kick. Luger is in. Now things are not going his way. Backing away from Flyin Bryan. We have to hand it to Pillman. A lot of athletes are intimidated by Lex Luger. Flyin Bryan is not of that ilk.
I would certainly have to agree with that. And the fans here giving Pillman that extra incentive to go forward. But once again, you see how Luger is stalling. He's on his bicycle, waits, gets that momentum slowed down, get it broken. Then he moves back in on his man when he's ready to go. So now he's calling the shots on the match and not Brian Pillman. And that's where Pillman is making an error.
Luger with the Irish whip. But Flyin Bryan got the knee up. High-risk maneuver from the man from the Suicide Squad. He'll take the chance. He'll high-risk it. Big drop kick. Right to the face of Luger. Right off the top. 1, 2. And 2.5. And we came so close. Another ball. You can hear that one, Gordon. Thunderous shots.
Another one that you can hear very clearly. And, of course, Brian Pillman was just a heartbeat away from having that U.S. Heavyweight Championship. It is a one-fall, 1-hour time limit match. And I'm amazed at the pace at which they're going right now. The champion, in my opinion, could have taken his time, could have backpedaled, been on that bicycle. But I think his ego got in the way.
Brian has raised those pads. Right around the steel goes the massive bicep of Lex Luger. If he can knot it up, that upper body strength will certainly be lessened, Gordon, and that's what he's working on. Working on that big arm.
Referee trying to get them back into the ring now. And Luger, the champion, is in trouble and caught again.
Caught him flush on that massive chest. Knocking the champion on his back. Chops him again. And Luger is rolling back into the ring. This is not what he expected, I don't think.
I think he figured he'd be safer off back in the ring, frankly. That full arm drag and twist. So Pillman now is doing what he should be doing, concentrating on one part of the body. You take away that arm, it's like on a table. You've got 4 legs. Well, you take away this arm, you take away a point of balance and a point of attack and a point of defense.
Armbar by Flyin Brian, remember, still to come. It's I Quit. Who will say it? Ric Flair or Terry Funk? You will find out as we will live right here tonight on TBS. Flyin Brian now set for the ride. Face first, or chest first, I should say. Belly-to-back suplex. And now Luger back with a high-impact maneuvers. Back controlling the tempo.
Pillman in trouble on the canvas now, and Lex Luger. Be interesting to watch the chest of Lex Luger to find out how much breath he's taking in. Brother.
Look at that strength. Oh, military press, extending the arms. Seemingly held him there for a half an hour. Oh, he's all man. Ric Flair, Mood Up, Sting, and Starrcade, which you fans can see on pay-per-view television on December the 13th. Will be the ultimate challenge for all these great athletes. Luger trying to get Pillman up again, and he does. He's expending a lot of energy by doing that, but he's also inflicting a lot of pain on Pillman.
Luger now supremely confident. He has a massive ego. And now he is just set on punishing Pillman.
Dropping the elbow right in front of Flyin Brian. They're right in front of us. Luger very methodical now. But Flyin Brian fights back. You gotta love this kid from Cincinnati. He will not quit. All the odds are against him, but he will not quit. And Luger strategically places Pillman right out of the ring and again stops the momentum. But he's falling him out.
Well, the situation looks reversed from what it was a few moments ago, when Pillman had him outside the ring and was giving Luger a lot of troubles. Now it's turnabout. Full slam.
Right on the floor. Luger working on that lower back. We know that his human torture rack, his version of the backbreaker, is simply devastating. No one has ever escaped that maneuver. That's his favorite offensive weapon, and by working on the lower back of Flyin Brian, he looks to be setting him up for that. Big overhand forearm right to the chest of Flyin Brian. Luger's gonna suplex him back in, it would seem. Again, working on the lower back. Got him up. Takes him back.
Well, of course, the lungs are taking a lot of punishment during this, too, in these high percussion situations. And if you get depleted of oxygen, well, he's going in.
He's going for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, God. We're talking inches. Yes, sir. Nick Patrick telling us 2 inches. But Flyin Brian. Surprising Luger. He came close. Another near fall. But Luger seizes Pillman back up, sends him for the ride. He's got him up. There's the power slam.
Brother, I'll tell you, you're talking about great second effort on the part of both men.
Another cradle by Flyin Brian as Luger was taunting the crowd. Pillman fights back. He will fight back. He will not quit. But Luger is so big and so massive. He seemingly cannot be hurt for any extended length of time. And Pillman is giving him everything he's got.
Take a look at the eyes of Lex Luger. Good duck under again by Pillman.
Boy, I tell you, they are going for every high-risk move, making adjustments seemingly in midair, as Flyin Brian did right there. Right now, Luger somewhat surprised that that forearm connected.
Well, as I said, take a look at the eyes of Luger, and I saw for the first time some real concern in his eyes. You know, he's wondering now what it's going to take to stop this youngster.
Oh! Flyin Brian right off the top. Referee Nick Patrick wiped out. Pillman's got Luger pinned, but the referee is unconscious.
He had him for the 3 count, no question about that. Had him for the 3 count. Pillman trying to get the referee back. Pop from behind.
The referee is motionless on the canvas. Flyin Brian back over on top of Luger. He's got him rolled up. 1, 2, 3. He's pinned him again, but no referee.
That's twice now. That's twice that U.S. Championship has been in his grasp.
Luger drop kick outside the ring. The champion is in trouble. Lucky for him, the referee is incapacitated. Luger's getting a double chair. He's got a chair from Gary Capetta's chair. Oh, give it a crack.
Good Lord.
He just cracked. Flyin Brian is knocked out. The referee is groggy. Luger crawls like he's in pain. He just knocked Pillman out. And Luger has won it. I should say he has stolen it.
Ah, look at this. Luger knows that he was pinned twice. He knows it. And he's almost in a very calm, deadly, cold, maniacal rage.
He hits him with that chair viciously, right across the small of the back. Pillman was slapped in the head with it. That heavy steel chair thrown outside. Pillman is hurt. Hit with a chair, knocked unconscious. He's out on his feet. He's going to try to break his back here. This kid needs some help. Flyin Brian is at Luger's mercy. But here comes Sting. Sting is coming down the ring. The Stinger coming to the aid of Flyin Brian. Luger's calling for the microphone.
Hey, Sting, it's about time you finally had the guts and you're gonna meet me face to face.
Let me tell you something, Luger, because we used to be friends. I've overlooked what an arrogant snuthead you turned out to be. And guess what, pal? You just crossed right over the line.
Ooh, he popped him. The ultimate insult. He rips off his shirt. He is ready for action. The Stinger is ready. Luger was slapped. That's the ultimate insult. The crowd wants it. Sting wants it.
Well, the most popular wrestler of the year, the Sting, and he is telling Lex Luger, come on, let's get it on right now. And Luger with a bit of desperation on his face now.
He doesn't have that look of confidence. He doesn't have that arrogant look. Sting wants to fight. He's ready to fight. Luger backing away in the corner. Luger is not going to accept this challenge. It would not seem. The crowd here really on Luger. They want him to fight Sting, but he's going to walk away.
Well, and I'm not...
Luger's going to the locker room. There won't be a fight here tonight. Wait a minute. Sting's going down the aisle. And he pops him. Luger does not want any part of Sting here tonight. Sting is ready. Luger continues to back away. Pillman's still hurt back in the ring. Let's take another look, Gordon.
Well, here you see the final confrontation, and this is it, the insult by Sting and Lex Luger. suddenly realizing that maybe the last of his friends has suddenly disappeared.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, Terry Funk, Ric Flair, the final chapter with I Quit Rules. Don't go away. We'll be right back on TBS. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Clash of Champions 9 New York Knockout. Jim Ross and Gordon Solie at ringside. In 1 moment, it'll be the main event. I Quit Rules. But right now, let's hear these pre-recorded comments from the heavyweight champion of the world.
The next time you see me, Terry Funk, it'll be live in Troy, New York, in front of thousands of people who have come out to see, the National Wrestling Alliance live and in color, the premier athletes in what we know to be the greatest sport in the world are here tonight, and Troy, New York, is on fire. Now, Terry Funk, we know what's coming down. It's called I Quit. That means 2 great champions are gonna walk that aisle tonight, and they're gonna get in that ring with one thing in mind, and that is to make, now think about this, to make the other say, I quit, on a nationally televised program before millions of people. That's humiliating, that's disgraceful, that's the end. Think about it. National television, I quit. Well, I look at it like this, Terry Funk. I'm the world champion, the title's not on the line, but if I say I quit, I'm done. For you, you've got nothing to lose. You're the pride of Texas. You're one of the true greats on this sport. So tonight, Terry Funk, it's no man's land. It's a crash course. But the bottom line is, to beat a man, you gotta beat the man. Woo!
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Charlotte, North Carolina, he weighs 245 pounds, and for the 6th time, he is the World Heavyweight Champion, Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to TBS, the Superstation. Jim Ross and Gordon Solie, thanks very much for staying with us live here on Clash of Champions 9. And as is customary with the Nature Boy, he loves it in the fast lane. He's surrounded by beautiful women. But you know, Gordon, as well as I'm sure better than I, that once he gets to the ring, he has one thing on his mind.
Precisely. And he made such an amazing statement just a few moments ago. He said if he lost, that he was done. He was over. Now he's indicating to me, or at least I interpreted it, that he would abdicate the title. And so, like he said, he has everything to lose tonight.
I'll tell you something. What an ovation. Oh, I'll tell you something. He got the great ovation coming in here. And, you know, the thing about Flair and Funk, as you mentioned, it's the end of a dynasty for one of the two, Gordon.
Right.
But I think also the fact that Terry Funk said if Ric Flair could make him say, "I quit," then he would walk or crawl or whatever he had to do and shake Flair's hand and say he's the better man. Flair said to me, and on national TV, if that happens, if I lose, I'll shake his hand. So there's a lot of pride. There's a "I quit" banner. That's what it's all about. Pinfalls are irrelevant. Gary Hart, in the interview we had earlier, well, Flair, he might as well save his breath because Flair is not going to walk away from this or any other fight.
That is for sure.
And here we go, the very unusual situation here. We have about 30 minutes of airtime remaining. No falls in this one, no disqualifications, no count out. We're going to keep it right here as long as we possibly can. I don't see how a match with these kind of stipulations can go very long, Gordon. Quite honestly, big chop, and Funk already knocked out over the ring.
Well, Funk is almost to a point of being irrational, and this may either give him the driving edge, or it could cost him the edge.
I was going to say, interesting thing about the interview I had with Gary Hart is he said that told Funk, and not only are you representing Texas, which is a true statement, but you're representing me, and I don't want you to give up under any circumstance. Oh, what chops. Funk's chest will turn several colors before this one's all said and done. Irish whip in, big chop right to the chest, and Funk is down. Rolls to the outside. This one will be so unorthodox. Action, I'm sure, will be in and out of the ring. Big chop by Flair, right on the chest of Terry Funk. I have to think Flair will use the figure four at its earliest opportunity. Funk is a master of the spinning toe hold. Both are great submission moves. I look for both men to use those moves, Gordon, as this match progresses.
Well, the spinning toe hold is a patent of the Funk family. Dory Funk Jr. used it to win the World Heavyweight Championship over Gene Kiniski. And, of course, Ric Flair has really got a patent on that figure four leg lock.
Their fists are doubled to this phenomenal crowd here in Troy, New York. And we are broadcasting live. Here on TBS, the Superstation collar and elbow tie-up. Side headlock by Funk, but not for long. But he puts Flair on his back with a big football tackle, single leg pickup, and Flair right on top with a blatant choke. Funk
Flair caught in the face, and he's right over our desk here. And Funk is punishing his man as well.
Big right hand by Funk, or a left hand, I should say. Kicks him away. Gordon's moving out of the way, and I probably should be. Almost like you're strapped in here.
Well, I'm moving back as far as I can, I'll guarantee you that. You get the intensity and the fury of these two men, and they're outside the ring.
Big left hand there by Terry Funk, right on the forehead of Nature Boy Ric Flair. Flair on the apron here, on our side of the ring. Funk has him by the hair, brings him back up vertically on the apron. Big chop there by Funk. Retaliation and a headbutt. Down goes Flair. Now Flair being punished, Gordon.
And Flair still on that ring apron outside. Funk trying to drag him back through.
Big shot by Flair in retaliation. referee pick up the wireless microphone because neither man really in a position yet to say, I quit. Flair thrown outside. Great camera shot shooting straight down on the action. Remember, this match has no countouts and no disqualifications.
And a pinfall is absolutely meaningless.
Flair rammed head first into that railing. Funk working hard with that big right left hand. He's got his hands heavily taped. A la Texas Death Match, which his father made famous for a tape fist match. He is ready. He's got the microphone, but Flair fights back.
Absolute savage intensity here, and Funk rolling back into the ring. His dad, of course, is the king of the Texas Death Matches. Tremendous family pride, and the crowd is now really picking up the intensity of this match.
Funk again, that heavily taped left hand. It's really doing its damage on Nature Boy Ric Flair. This match is really not very symbolic of the NWA style as far as the wrestling. We say we
Bring
wrestle.
me that microphone.
This is a Pier 6 brawl.
You hear Funk yelling for that microphone.
Do you want to quit, Flair? Do you? Do you say it?
Funk trying to make Flair give it up.
Say it.
You talk about taking it right inside the ring. We're doing it here.
Pig, you ain't sucking dog. Say it. I said say it.
Funk continues to hammer on Flair, but Flair will not give up. Flair is being battered. He is being hammered by the tough Texan with a double cross wrench. But there is an inverted atomic drop.
Flair in a desperation move, but brother, I'll tell you what, they're taking it to him, and he's taking it.
He's steady for the ride right there. Funk continues to work on Flair. The world's champion is in trouble. If you just joined us, this is Ric Flair and Terry Funk's final chapter. I quit rules, and Funk trying to infuriate Flair, but Flair grabs him right by the throat, trying to choke Funk down. There's another chop, and another. 3 in a row for Flair, and Funk falls out of the ring. Flair right on top of him.
Right in behind us now. They're outside the ring behind us.
Unbelievable chop. They're taking it to the streets here. Remember, it's I quit rules. No countouts, no disqualification. Another chop. I have never seen anything quite this physical. Here at ringside, Flair throwing chairs out of the way. Funk staggers back to the ring, but Flair has got him. For the first time, I thought Flair might work on the legs, but he's not. Terry Funk is in deep trouble. Oh, a chop. Gary Hart shoved out of the way.
And now referee Tommy Young's getting roughed up as well.
Flair now has Funk back in the ring in a great deal of trouble.
You say I quit. You say it, huh? Come on.
He's trying to choke him into saying
Say it. Say it.
Gary Hart grabbing that branding iron for protection, but Flair being distracted and nailed from behind by Terry Funk. It shows you the uncanny resiliency of Terry Funk. It's an inherent trait. It's bred in this man. His father was as tough as anybody that ever laced up their boots.
He got all the right genes, there's certainly no question about that, and I know his father must be on his mind right now. The family name, the Funk name, is on the line here.
You remember the Red Flair?
You remember your neck? Don't you want to quit before I hurt you?
This is so unique. What a novel match. Now, camera's taking you inside the ring where you can actually hear these guys. You'll be able to hear one of them say, I quit.
You want to quit, Flair? You won't say it. Not now.
No. Flair says no. Man, this is brutal. This is so physical.
5 letters, 2 words. I quit.
Funk's trying to position Flair for a pile driver. Flair trying to extend his legs away to keep that base from not being able to be elevated. He broke his neck, remember, some years back. Funk has got him up. This is his move. He nails him with it.
You want to quit, Flair?
No.
He drops the leg on him. He dropped the leg. Oh, this is...
Your neck, kid. Your neck.
They're right in front of us, and Funk is just ramming Flair's head to the canvas. And can you imagine the humiliation when one man finally says it? And right now it looks like it may be Ric Flair because he is in severe trouble. Terry Funk has really asserted himself, Gordon. This is Funk's kind of match.
Certainly no question about that, and it's such a unique situation to have Tommy Young, the referee, with that microphone right there. You're able to hear the labor.
He's on the floor.
He's got him again.
Oh, no. Oh, no, not this. Oh, the crowd here oohing. He's hurt bad, Gordon. He is hurt very badly here. Funk dropped him right on the floor. We're on the hockey rink. There's ice underneath that particle board.
Well, we may be seeing the end of a dynasty right here.
This is Funk's kind of match. He is dominating it at this point in time. Using the mic for a weapon, that's not what was supposed to happen. He cannot use the microphone for a weapon. I know it's no disqualification, but he's got to have a little bit of compassion. I guess not.
No, not in this case. Not when your entire career, and yes, indeed, perhaps your active life at stake here.
Well, I'll tell you something, this is a physical situation. Coming to you from Troy, New York, in the Troy, Albany, Schenectady area. This is where Mike Tyson got his last 2 parking tickets. But it will be known as the night that Ric Flair or Terry Funk said, I quit, after tonight.
This transcends, very frankly, anything I've ever seen in the sport. It really does.
You have someone with so much heritage like Terry Funk slamming Flair on the table. Funk's taking that table now around. He's positioning this table. Remember, it's no disqualification. Flair was slammed on it. The action around ringside here is simply like a car collision.
Flair, in a desperation move, caught him in the midsection, catches him once again.
Big thunderous chop. Another right hand straight to the face. Funk set the table up for Flair, but he did. Head first right into the table. Funk is really spaghetti-legged here. As Flair now positioning the table.
They've got...
Left on his back, right behind us. Big jaw, what a chop. And Flair takes Funk all the way across. Face first, right across the table. Gary Hart being pulled out of the way by Nature Boy Ric Flair. Flair dropping the elbow on Hart, moving him out of the way. Boy, this is a back alley brawl. You talk about game face. Flair knows this is a career-threatening match. So does Terry Funk.
It's over for one of them, and it may be over right now for Terry Funk.
Neither man has worked on the legs. Funk head first, right out here by us. Funk rolls back in the ring. I'll tell you something, he's not one of my favorite guys, but I gotta tip my hat to him. A lot of people would be hanging it up, but he's back in there fighting. Inverted atomic drop, and now for the first time, he may be going to work on the leg of Terry Funk. Oh yeah, this is what he wants. He wants to weaken that leg, stretch the ligament, damage the cartilage, and then lock that figure four in.
He's trying to soften him up to make sure that when he does get that figure four applied, there's no way that Terry Funk is going to get away from it.
Another chop. Kicking the knee, working on that leg. Chopping him, trying to chop him down. Straight right hand, Funk stays up. He stays up. He stays up.
How can he possibly do it?
Unbelievable mental toughness. Stomps on the leg. His leg is now being devastated by the nature boy. They say to be the man, you gotta beat the man. But is there any human being that can make the man say, I quit? If anybody can do it, it's Terry Funk. But he's trying to escape. He's limping on one leg, and Flair just on his back, right down the aisle.
It will not be left unresolved, that's for sure. One man is going to be forced to quit.
Flair has got that leg. Funk comes right down across his own thigh muscle. I'll tell you, people there's critics of wrestling, but anybody that's watching this right now, they're seeing two of the greatest that the sport has ever known, and they're letting it all out. They're giving it all to you. Gary Hart is very, very anxious at ringside. And Funk up in the air. Standing vertical suplex. We talked about it being humiliating for Terry Funk. How about skinhead there?
Yeah, he stands to lose a meal ticket.
And a little bit of his face. And a new face wouldn't hurt him. As a matter of fact. He's trying to get the figure four, Gordon.
And Funk is fighting it. He knows the devastating power of that figure four. And gouge into the eye.
Yes, sir. The nature boy may not be saying that. Well, I'll tell you something. To think that we may be seeing the last... Oh, he's got him up! Suplex him on the apron! Up from the outside, inside back out. And now wrenching the leg right across the apron.
And Flair now moving like a man with just a crazed inspiration.
Funk's chest is a battered red and blue. Contusions are quite obvious, and there it is! There it is! He's got the figure four!
No. That puts pressure on 5 different points. The pain is intense.
Never!
He's got the figure four. How much?
Oh, God, never!
You can hear him say never.
Yeah, and we're liable to hear a leg snap, too.
He's got that thing locked completely in. He's got it deep in there. Gordon, have you ever seen anybody last this long in a figure four?
It can be reversed. It can be reversed. But
yes, I quit.
He said it.
He said it. I can't believe it. Gary Hart is livid, but Ric Flair has won it.
Gary Hart just can't believe what's happened. He did it. Terry Funk 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Nature Boy, Ric Flair!
Terry Funk.
I told you.
Shut up! Shake my hand! Right now! Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Gary, I promised the people I was, so I'm gonna shake his hand like I said. You're a hell of a man, Ric Flair.
Give it to me better
than me. Here it is.
All right.
We got a hand of Terry. Oh, Gary Hart with a cheap shot right on Funk's knee. And Flair has nailed Hart. Ric Flair with another right hand on Gary Hart. Funk's leg is injured. Wait a minute. Here comes Muda and the Dragon Master. They're doing a number on Flair. Funk can't even get up. But the Japanese have attacked Flair. The Japanese have attacked Flair.
After what Flair has already taken throughout this entire match, they could win some very serious injuries. And hold on.
Here comes Sting! Here comes the Stinger! The Stinger to Flair's aid! Terry Funk can't even stand! The Stinger splash! On the Dragon Master! Down he goes! Flair is up! He suplexes Muda! The Scorpion on the Dragon Master! Here comes the figure four on Muda! Wait a minute, there's Lex Luger. What's he doing here? Luger's getting a chair.
Lex Luger reappearing on the scene.
He's got a chair. He's got a beat on Sting. Oh, God. Right to the back of the head. Sting is out. Flair and Luger. Flair and Luger. Hooking it up.
A total free-for-all going on now.
Sting is knocked out. Terry Funk can't even hardly stand. And now the Japanese and Luger beating up Ric Flair. They're dominating Flair. Oh, my God. Sting is unconscious from the blow in the back of the head by Luger.
We've got total carnage in the ring right now. There's certainly no question about it. Somehow we've got to get this ring area cleared.
Oh, the crowd is getting closer and closer to the ring. They are standing. I'm glad we've got security here. Sting is hurt. Sting is unconscious. Luger picking Sting up. Flair is out from the Japanese. Sting is out from Luger.
And now Muda, Dragon Master, and Lex Luger are leaving the ring area.
There is no association at all with Hart, the Japanese, and Lex Luger. Luger saw his opportunity to put Sting and to put Flair out, especially Sting. Flair, who won the Wrestler of the Decade award. Sting, the most popular wrestler in the NWA.
And there's the sign of his courage, the blue steel folding chair.
As they make their way up the ring, Lex Luger with that chair. Oh, man, what's he doing? What's he doing? Oh, no.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's breaking their trophies. He broke their trophies. Their awards from the fans. He broke their trophy. What a sickening son of a gun. Let's take another look. Do we have it on slow-mo? Boy, it's chaotic here, fans. We are right at ringside and back in the ring. Flair and Sting, they need some first aid, I heard someone say. Sting was nailed in the back of the head by Luger. Flair double teamed by the Japanese. It is a tense situation as we speak. Gordon live here in Troy, New York.
And it's Flair trying to get over to Sting now. We've got a very dire situation here. The medics, I understand, are on their way. Terry Funk, let's not forget him. And I've got to say this about Terry Funk. He was a man of his word.
We have a little time left. Fans, we're going to keep it right here, I understand. I hope that we get another look at this thing. They're bringing the paramedics down. I'll tell you something. Luger picked his chance. He saw Flair and Sting in vulnerable situations. He picked out Sting. That's his first object. He nailed him with a chair.
Well, here you see the situation. Muda caught in the figure four. Sting had him, his man in the Cobra. And then suddenly, the Scorpion rather, and suddenly Luger, again brandishing that blue steel chair, brings it down across the base of the skull and the upper back. And now Flair suddenly going berserk. and taking after Luger. Now, the thing that gets me, Jim, is then Luger then picked the most immature way in the world to get even by smashing those beautiful trophies.
Very immature, very cowardly from the pompous U.S. champion, destroying the trophies. And now the Japanese working severely on Nature Boy Ric Flair. Luger just there to hold the arm. He's done his damage. Sting unconscious. Terry Funk he's got to have ligament damage to that knee. Gary Hart was working on that, but the damage has been done. It looks like a wreck on an interstate in the ring here in Troy, New York. Fans will be back with some closing comments and a look at the ring. Don't you go away. We'll be back on TBS. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've only got about a minute or so left. Ric Flair helping Sting out. We have to salute Terry Funk, his courage and his integrity. He did what he said he would do, but this whole situation makes December 13th most interesting.
Yeah, the Iron Men, it's all coming down, and what it ends up is all four of them are going to have to wrestle against each other. I have to concur with you in regards to Terry Funk. The Funk family name has been upheld. He is a man of his word, but I'll tell you what, words cannot describe the courage of Ric Flair.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a full report Friday night for Gordon Soley. I'm Jim Ross. So long from Troy, New York.